Hello.
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 Hiya.
How are we doing? Welcome to JukeBox Jury. And we've got a new juror this week. Isn't that exciting?
Can't wait.
For those, you sound so enthusiastic. For those who may or may not be trickling in, and those who don't know what JukeBox Jury is, people sometimes send me their music to be played on the radio, and I can't play everything. So we've created this show. I've got a cheeky wee fly that keeps flying into my camera, so that we can listen to some music that gets submitted, and that is pretty much it. Do you want to go around and introduce yourselves, lads? Do you want to start?
Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Mr. Twix. I'm a DJ, sound engineer, and mixer, and I also work in broadcasting. You can find me on Twitch, Mr. _Twix. That's me.
Johnny, do you want to tell the people about yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm John. I stay right in between Glasgow and Edinburgh, just outside Stirling. I've been doing music quizzes on Periscope for about the last 5-6 years until that closed. And since then, I've been doing music quizzes about once, twice a week on Twitter Live. So that's me.
That's John. And I'm Helen, and I'm the host of Helen's Mixtape on 365 Radio. And like I say, people send me their songs to get played on Mixtape, but I can't play everything. So what we do is we're going to take a delve into the inbox, the email inbox. So let me share that now. And we'll have a little rummage and see what we can find and have a little listen. Got a few that I haven't. I've got a terrible habit of not reading everything straight away, so obviously I'm looking for things that haven't been read yet. So if we go all the way back, this is where we were at last time, I think. Clarice Nordling, Oscillation, new single, EP and tour with the dark synth post-punk electro act Retrograph. Shall we check out Retrograph and see what we think?
Sounds good.
Low frequency oscillation racing up and oscillation, racing up and falling down. Low frequency oscillation. Low frequency oscillation, the pattern of time, the cycle of life. Low frequency oscillation, racing up and falling down. Frequency oscillation. Low frequency oscillation. Low frequency oscillation, it hits the peak, then fades away.
It helps me put my mic back up again, doesn't it? I'm such a professional. Jeeves, do you want to go first? What did you think?
I thought it was pretty good. It was a very dancey beat. I liked the vocals. The bass when it first started, I was like, "Whoa!" It's like, "Oh my god!" But then when the song kept going, then it kind of felt incognito to everything. So yeah, I liked it. It was really good. Vocals, I liked it, but at the end, I thought it was dragged a little bit too long. But otherwise, it was good. I liked it.
John?
Quite agree with Jeeves there, but I would say maybe a minute too long. Good tune. It sounded, when it first started, and it kicked in about 20, 30 seconds. Sounds, beat-wise, music, it sounds very like Front 242 and Nits Reb. Kind of, that's definitely the influence. Then the vocals, it sounded like The Mission. So it's the two of them combined, I thought, but they're definitely, I liked it.
Interesting. I heard Early Human League. Early Human League before the girls joined the band. You know, Martin Ware, dour sort of synth poppy. I guess they would call it, like, this would be classed as goth, but I hear like early electronica. I hear like Early Human League. I hear, and even the vocals are very reminiscent of Phil Oakey. Like I say, before the girls, before Dare and all that stuff, like the early sort of reproduction, being boiled Human League, you know?
No, the original Being Boiled.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would agree. It sounded, for me, it was a little bit repetitive. I would agree with what you're saying about it being just slightly too long. Like, maybe just, I don't know how long the track actually was. Hang on, I can check that. It was 3:56, which is kind of average for a song, actually. So it wasn't particularly long, but it did feel a little bit repetitive. But I think it was decent, but I think it's the kind of thing you need to be in the right mood to listen to.
At least you knew it was called Oscillation, because that's what I said for the last minute and a half.
Yeah, oscillation. It seems like something in the mainstream, you know? Like, I would hear this in the radio, but the ending was just like dragged too much. Yeah.
See, that's really interesting, because I don't think this is something that would be played on mainstream radio, and that's probably one of the reasons why I might be inclined to play it, because I don't really think that it would be played mainstream, but it would need to be part of a group of similar tracks with a similar, like, it would be too, what's the word, not stoic, but it would be too, not depressing, that's the wrong thing, but it would need to go in a similar vein at the same time, you know. That would need to be the mood of that particular run of tracks, or otherwise it's going to stand out as being.
It's one of these songs that if in the UK, if John Peel was still here, you'd hear it on the John Peel show.
Yes. And unfortunately, there aren't enough John Peels. Now that DJs don't get to play their own, whatever it is they want to play, on mainstream radio. This is why community radio is so important. But that's a whole other conversation, and let's not get me ranted about.
Yeah.
So, what do we think, boys? Was it a hit or was it a miss?
Is this going to be backwards, yeah?
probably.
There we go.
Ta-da.
Yeah,
Didn't keep
I'm
us in
good.
suspenders, John.
Hmm?
You're keeping us in suspenders.
It's going to be a ta.
It's going to be a
See, the reason I said it was in the mainstream because I've heard something like this on the mainstream radio. That's why. Like,
I think
similar to it.
John's right. I think it's very reminiscent of something that John Peel would have played back in the day. Giving bands that wouldn't normally get heard a chance, and that's kind of what I aim to do in my show, actually. But it for me, it sounds very early Human League.
Yeah,
Anyway,
totally.
right. Shall we have another little look-ski and see what we can find in the emails?
Next.
Let's have a little look. A little look-ski. Congratulations to Retrograss for a hit all round. That was well done, Retrograss. Right. Okay, here's one here. Carl Morton Dahl, new single video, Antipole and Paris Alexander. Says, hi Helen, hope all is well. The new single Midnight Shadows from Antipole and Paris Alexander is out today on all platforms. Single is taken from the forthcoming collaboration Crystalline, set for release on vinyl CD May the 12th. The hypnotic single draws from dark goth disco grooves with grim nasty sounding synthesizers and ethereal dreamy guitars. The nocturnal synth-driven production by Paris Alexander is combined with haunting and hypnotic guitar melodies by Antipole. Okay, we have a video, which is always nice. It's nice and easy to show. So let's do that. Right then.
All right.
Who wants to go first this time?
I'll go.
John?
Go on.
I liked that. I liked it. Sounded very well. A lot of music I listen to now, like kind of what Belgium industrial kind of dance music, sounded like that kind of vibe. Good. I liked the video, the black and white, the time lapse, kind of suits the music perfect. I just liked it. I thought it was a good tune. I'd download that and buy it, definitely.
Well, you can on the 12th of May, I believe. Whole album.
I've noted
Yep.
that down.
Jeeves.
Yeah, industrial. Yeah, it felt like industrial music. It was pretty cool. Um, it seemed a little long for me, but it was nice. It kind of lost me at the end, but I think it grasped me at the beginning. So yeah, I liked it. It was really good. Nothing much to say about it because there was nothing wrong with it. It's
I like the
straightforward
vocals.
mix.
I like the vocals, kind of not
Yeah,
too in your face. It was good.
yeah, it was just subtle and nice. Yeah, I love it.
Definitely.
Well, full disclosure, I have played both Antipole and Paris Alexander on Helen's mixtape before, and both of those acts have had best of tracks. You know how I do like a end of year best of whatever year it was, best of 2022 or best of 2021 or whatever.
Yeah.
That sounded very Antipole. You know, the guitar, instantly you can tell it's them. You know, they've got that distinctive, in the same way that sort of you can hear U2, you know, the Edges playing U2, right? Antipole's guitar has that kind of sound.
Where are they from?
Antipole,
Mhm.
great question, actually. I'm not actually sure. Paris Alexander's English. I can't remember if Antipole are American or if they're European. Isn't that terrible? Hang fire. We shall Google that. Antipole, I feel like I've let you down. I listened to the music. I haven't checked out your back history, which is not like me. I usually do, but you know, but that they do
Sounds
have
more UK.
they do have a distinctive sound, and you can instantly tell it's them. I enjoyed this. This is something that I would play on mixtape. I liked it even better than the previous track. I feel like it was more upbeat than the previous track. I liked it. And I would play it on mixtape. So I know that's, you know, by because obviously we're trying to get as many things heard as possible, but ultimately people are sending their submissions to be played on Helen's mixtape. So that's like the ultimate goal, and I would play this.
No, it was good.
Yep.
So what do we think then? Was that a hit or a miss?
I say it's a hit.
Ta.
It's a hit for Johnny, and it's a hit for me,
That's it for me.
and it's a hit for Jeeves.
You.
So it's a hit all round. Congratulations, Antipole and Paris Alexander. Good job.
Got 2 hits.
Two, and now that never happens. We never have 2 tracks
Really?
on the same show that we all agree on that are a hit.
Yep.
That's never happened yet. We've had like one each time.
Yep.
Well, let's hope the next song's not country western.
Well, we'll soon find out. Let's go back to the inbox
western.
and have a look.
Or folk music.
Well, it depends. Let's not rule everything out
Yes.
or write everything off. So, what did we just had there? We just had... How far down did we go? We had... I'm just trying to sort of jump around a little bit. And okay, here's one here. Cult with No Name. Now, Cult with No Name, I've played a lot on Helen's mixtape, so this will be interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go in and have a little look. Hope you're doing good. Blah de blah. Here's a Dropbox. Right, we've got a whole album. 11 tracks. Pick a number between 1 and 11, Johnny.
6, please.
6. Let's play number 6.
Antipole from Norway.
Norway.
Norway. Yep.
Okay. Now, I've just realised that I've still got the other screen on, so we need to go into here because it doesn't automatically show the screen that you're on. So you've gone with track number 6. It's called PS and PPS, The Prospect of PTSD. That sounds like quite a complicated name for a track.
I do apologise for that.
I'll just, but we'll play it. So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Every single emotion, they're about to fall to the floor. Just when you think you've got nothing to give them, there's more. The beating hearts, those crumbs of comfort, the ones not easy to trace. To laugh or cry, 1 second you'll never erase. PS and BPS, the prospect of PTSD. PS and BPS is reaching for you and for me. Turning over the things that they can unsee. You lose the fight to set all your memories free. PS and BPS, the prospect of PTSD. PS and BPS is reaching for you and for me. PS and PPS soon paired with PANIC. PS and PPS stop sending reminders to me. The prospect of PTSD. PS and PPS is reaching for you and for me.
Right then. Jeeves, do you want to go first this time?
Yes. I didn't really like it. It felt very monotone, and there was no dynamics to the whole song. It was just straight. His vocals, nah, it didn't work. I think it's the key he picked or whatever. It did not go well. It didn't match. But I did like the drums on it. Gave me the little groove, but it kept going throughout like monotone. Like there was no dynamics to it or no bridge, nothing. It's like just blah. I didn't like it. Nope. So
Johnny?
I thought it started off quite well. I thought it sounded a bit like Hot Chip at the start. Then, unfortunately, the vocals kicked in. And the vocals were actually not that bad. It's just the actual lyrics of the song kind of lost me.
You chose the song.
It was more like listening to a spelling bee competition. So, yeah,
Maybe I should have read off the titles and we should have chosen based on the title rather than a random
maybe.
Yeah.
number.
It was okay. It was would I play it? Probably not. Would I listen to it? If it was on in the car, I'd probably listen to it in the car. But if it was by choice, I probably wouldn't listen to it.
Nope.
Fair enough. I'm slightly conflicted because I find it hard when it's someone that I know to base something off of one song. So I haven't listened to the whole album yet, right?
Mhm.
And we did just randomly pick a song. Now, Cult with No Name are one of those bands that I play a lot of on Helen's Mixtape, and I've done 2 lengthy interviews with Eric Stein, the lead singer. I don't think that sounds like their usual work, and I don't know if that's indicative of the rest of the album or if it's all going to kind of sound, I don't know, it didn't sound like as moody or synthy as they normally do. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't sound like them.
See, that could just be an album filler. That song.
It could be.
Yeah, but yeah.
Well, I mean, when we've done this before, this has happened before, we've gone and back and listened to another track from the album. When we did this with, remember we did this with True Armor.
Yeah,
we didn't remember, and we went back. We're like, well, we'll listen to something else off the album and see if we can get a better.
We compare two to.
Shall we do that? Shall we have a look and see what the other tracks are before we reserve judgment on this one? Or
I would give it another go. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so let's have a look through the list and the tracks, right? And we'll maybe pick another one to listen to. So track number, we've got All in the Mind, Scars, Not Afraid, Raining Cats and Dogs. Do you know what we'll do? Rather than go through all of this, why don't we just play the opener, the album opener?
Sure.
Because normally people put on the first track, give you an idea what the album is going to be, right? By their first track. Is that still sharing that screen? It is. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Let's give this one a bash and see if we can reserve judgment of the other one. All right?
Okay.
Nothing to see here, nothing to fix, nothing that you or even I predict. Nowhere to turn to, no pill I can take, cause nothing I taste acts as an opiate. You may think that it's all in the mind, cause fighting it is the way I'm now defined. But the struggle's real and it's going down to the bone. Take me home. You may think that it's all in the mind, yeah. I'm too weak to even throw you a line here. The fear is real and it won't leave me alone. Should have known. It's all self-inflicted. How can it be real? How can it control the way it makes you feel? I'd offer my friendship, I'd offer support, but don't we just know that I'm the last resort? You may think that it's all in the mind, cause fighting it is the way I'm now defined. But struggle's real and it's going down to the bone. Take me home. You may think that it's all in the mind, yeah. I'm too weak to even throw you a line here. The fear is real and it won't leave
That's a whole different track for sure.
Well, you go first then, Jeeves.
Um, I'm still not fan of his vocals, but the music was much more better than the other one. Yeah, we had a little bit of a dynamic. I think he's just keeping it like straight mellow. I think this whole album in that monotone kind of style, you know, just keeping it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the vocals, but the music was good. There was the bridge part and stuff. So yeah, it was better than the other one for sure, 100%. I would listen to this one, but than the other track for sure. So yeah,
John.
No. I thought that on both songs, the intros are quite long. I thought before the vocals kick in, didn't like it at all. Thought it's quite a boring song actually. Uh, Definitely, I wouldn't put it on as my first song on an album. But if I did, I'd skip it. Just not for me.
Fair enough. That sounded much more like Cult with No Name. That sounded like if I heard that, I would know that's them.
Mhm.
First track, I didn't feel that. I didn't feel like I would instantly know it was them.
yeah,
You know, the sort of licks, the kind of chord progressions, you know, the sound, I would know it's them. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I would probably play that on mixtape over this first one that we heard.
right.
Again, I have to listen to the whole album though, right? I can't just, you know,
Hmm.
disregard it. But no, I quite like that. We've got different opinions on that track. I preferred that one to the first one, and it was them. It sounded like them. So I'm slightly relieved actually, because having heard the first track, I thought, oh, that doesn't sound like them.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, it gives me hope for the rest of the album. I'll listen to that later. If you're listening to this, Eric, when I get a chance, I will listen to the album all the way through. So what did we think? Are we going to judge the first track because that's the first one that we heard, or are we going to combine the two, or what are we doing in terms of?
I think
I'll
combine
combine
it
the two.
and see.
Okay,
Combine
so
it and
what
judge it.
so what did we think? Did we think that Cult with No Name were a hit or a miss?
I'm sorry, guys, but I gotta give you a miss.
Sim,
It's not my cup of tea.
It's a sim for John. Listen, these two heathens know nothing.
I'm sorry, but it just didn't have the dynamic that I needed on the
I
track. I'm
understand.
sorry.
his vocals sound like someone, but I can't put my finger on
It, it's for me like it seems like the vocals there, but it's not gelling together for
it.
me. It's like the tone. I think it's not there yet. Maybe he needs to keep different key or some.
Maybe I'm biased because I'm familiar with his work and his vocal range and what he's done and what he can do and the other work that he's already put out. Maybe I'm biased thinking all that stuff
Yeah,
rather than because obviously you're going by what you're hearing, right? So
yeah.
maybe I'm not being objective properly.
Like
Do you think
I
it
feel
sounds
like
like
it's
someone
separated
else?
from the tracks to the vocal. It doesn't
Well, I,
feel
well,
like it's
Well, I
together.
think he sounds like himself, Johnny, because they released something like about God, I don't know. They've released at least 10 albums or something. Like they've done a lot. They've got a long back catalogue of work, including like a soundtrack to a documentary about like Blue Velvet. Do you know what I mean? Like they've got a back history of work. So
It's just his singing style sounds like someone I can't think who is.
Yeah,
maybe it's because I think he sounds like himself. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to.
No, definitely.
yeah.
But
Definitely. It sounded very
I'll listen to
fine
the
and cut.
entire album before I say you yes or no. But you know, I hearing the second track is giving me hope for what the rest of the album might be. The first one was a bit like, oh God, it doesn't sound like them. You know?
Nope. Yeah.
Okay, so let's look for. We usually do 4 tracks, so let's look for how many have we done? We're on our third act, right? So let's look for our fourth and final. Let me screen share. That's what I want to do. Let's have a little look. Let's see what we can do. Okay, here's something new that's just come in. Neon Spaceman, Twisted Mind. Has this been sent to me today or yesterday? Hi Helen, the Neon Spacemen are back with a new single, Twisted Mind. Twisted Mind. Well, it has opened it up, that's fine. I just want to check that. Twisted Mind is a wonderful up-tempo dance song that goes straight to the heart and legs while caressing the emotional center of the brain. God, it's one of these like florid, wordy. I wish they wouldn't do this shit. Just
We had that the last time.
I know,
That
and it
one
really
time?
and it really like it just set up the song in this grandiose way that just fell flat. I remember it. Like I wish they wouldn't do this. It's not a simple run-of-the-mill song with sounds from the past, but an effectively composed and arranged track with some cleverly placed quotes. We are looking forward to some material of this quality and according to blah, 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 blah. I've already switched off from reading it, right? I'm sorry, Neon Spacemen, but don't do this. The three self-confessed 80s fans have their new, very danceable single, Twisted Mind, with them after the furious start with Follow Me, blah, blah, 40,000 streams in 70 countries, blah, blah. See this? I don't need to know any of that shit. I just need the track and when it's being released. I've already switched off to what they're actually saying, but we do have videos. So that's nice and
Ooh.
easy. Let's play the video. And let's just check that it
They've got a
has
good name, haven't they?
See the shadows turn to grey. Fallen angel starts to move away. What did you say? Fly on
Okay,
All
Johnny, do you
right.
want to go first this time?
I think I know her. I'm sure she's an ex. Uh, it was okay. It sounded like Ellie Erasure. I thought Andy Bell, that kind of voice, isn't it? I don't know. For just being a new release, nah. If it came out 15 years ago, I think it'd be well suited. But I kind of it's no, it's just lost its mark for me. It's okay, but that'll get lost in the big world of music. So it's
I love that you're trying to eke it out, but you've got nothing else to say, and that's
nah,
okay.
I'm,
You don't have to.
I'm clutching at straws here. I like the video was okay. That's what
It's a little bit different.
the
Jeeves,
video was okay.
what do you think?
First of all, the video was kind of cool, but it kind of scared me when there was no head there. I was like, "What the heck?" Because when the camera was going up, and then I was like, "Okay," I was looking for somebody's face or something, and nothing was there. I was like, "Whoa!" Kind of threw me off a little bit. The track, I thought it was pretty okay, not bad. Can be better, but it felt like the same as the last one we listened to. But the vocals were good, like it gelled, everything was good. Um, I'm looking for that more dynamics, like somewhere it going. It just felt like it just kept going and going and going, you know. So like there was no change to it, but it was all right.
I wanted to see how long it was. 3:47 apparently, so it wasn't particularly long. Again, an average
The video was
single.
good,
Yeah.
really done, well done
It was
video.
good. Yeah, definitely.
You said what I was going to say. It sounded very Erasure. It's evident that that's one of their biggest influences, and they did say in the email that they're 80s fans, right? So there's some heavy. I don't want to say heavy borrowing. I'll say there's a lot of homage to
Mm. Mhm.
Erasure there. When I first heard the vocals kicking, I thought, "Oh no!" It's because what often happens is, and I'm not saying this about this particular band. I'm just giving my initial thoughts when I first heard the vocals kicking. What happens is a lot of these guys that do electronic music are really good musicians, but they can't sing. And quite a lot of the feedback would be get a singer. But actually, the guy's vocals were good when they eventually warmed up. When it first kicked in, I was like, "Oh no, it's a wobbly vocal," but it actually wasn't. It was these vocals were good. But you're right, he did sound very Andy Bell. That's if I didn't know any better, I would think I was listening to an Erasure track.
Mhm.
Now, there's nothing wrong with that because Erasure are great. I mean, Vince Clarke's an absolute genius in everything he's ever produced, from early Depeche Mode through to Yazoo. Everything to Erasure has been superb. But we already have Erasure. Like,
You don't need to
why would
copy.
we listen to a tribute act when we've already got Erasure? There's nothing wrong with the track. I actually liked it. I just think it sounds too similar to something else.
Mhm.
You know,
Definitely.
it's not unique, unfortunately. But I did like it, actually. I would listen to it. I just feel, why have an Erasure tribute band when you already have Erasure? And it's not like Erasure have stopped making music. They're still out there making music, right? So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
And
The
on
guy,
that note, sorry,
the
go on.
guy's vocals, as you're saying, when the guy's vocals warmed up, he's a good voice. At the start, I thought he sounded a bit like Mark Almond.
He's
Then he
got a
changed into Andy Bell.
yeah, he's got a
Andy
good
Bell.
voice, but it took a wee
Mhm.
minute for the vocals to warm up. And
Yeah.
initially, I got that sort of gut wrenching. Oh no, like because
Mhm.
nobody wants to tell somebody they can't sing, but actually, not an issue. The guy does have a good voice.
Definitely.
So that's a
Maybe he meant
relief.
to do that in purpose.
I don't know. I just like I say, quite often what happens is, and to be honest with you, if people send me something and I think it's a bit rubbish, I never tell them that I think it's a bit rubbish. I just don't say anything at all, because ultimately, who am I to tell somebody who's made something, produced something, and sent it to me? Who am I to tell them that? Do you know what I mean? But a lot of the feedback would be, if I gave feedback, a lot of the feedback would be, get a singer. don't try and sing it yourself if you're not a singer.
Yeah.
And I've gone off on a tangent. That guy doesn't have that issue. He can sing. Just for
Yes.
clarification, Neon Spaceman, your
Yes.
vocalist can sing. I just want to clarify that. So what did we think, boys? Did we think it was a hit or a miss?
I would say it's a hit. Video was well done.
Some
Yeah, the track was nice. Oh, it's a miss for
I
Miss
think
John.
it was a hit, and I think it is commercial enough that it would get commercial airplay.
Oh, totally.
Not even just on like a little independent show like mine, but I think I can imagine, BBC Radio Scotland playing this, or
I could see Radio X playing it. But
Yeah,
I
and the
don't know,
video also being played too because the video is superb.
I just think it sounds like 15 years ago, Erasure. But maybe
that's
it's
what's
not
in at the
bad.
moment, Johnny. Everybody's paying homage to the 80s.
I don't know.
80s is coming back.
80s never really went away, let's be honest.
But not in quizzes anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
that is it. Normally I would read out the comments, but there haven't really been any, but I don't know where everybody is today. It's awfully quiet.
Yeah, very, very quiet.
Someone did ask, you guys know that banger song from the Six Flags commercial? I don't know the Six Flags commercial, but I do know the
These
Venga
are
Boys.
bots. I think
And,
these are bots and
Are
trolls.
they? They've came in from your Twitch.
My Twitch? Oh yeah, probably
It's
bots.
paired, so it's not mine. They're not mine, they're yours.
Yeah, it's probably
Thanks for
bots.
bringing in the bots, Jeeves.
I usually never get bots on my channel whenever I'm doing
You just
it.
brought them into mine. Thanks, pal.
I'm sorry. I usually don't get them as much. Today I guess it's a lucky day for me to get a bot.
Okay, so we'll wrap up.
Well, my moderator was here and he left.
I'll let you go first, Jeeves. We'll make you bigger. Hang on. We'll swap this over. Tell everybody about where they can find you.
Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Mr. Twix. You can find me on Twitch. I usually stream every week, 3 times a week, at least an hour or two. Yeah, you can find me over there. You can find me. Just type in Twitch, Mr. Twix on Google, and you'll find all my socials come up. So there you go. That's where you can find me.
Mr. _
Or Twix,
Twix.
or just type in Mr. Twix.
TWIXXSZ. Just to be awkward. I can't even speak.
Yes, because I didn't want to be like
Ran
the
out of
chocolate
tea.
bar. No, because we didn't want to be like the chocolate bar, because chocolate bar stops at X.
You don't want to be like, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I got the double X and the Z.
Right,
Uh,
Johnny. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Find me on Twitter Live, Sunday, 9 p.m. UK. We do a categories quiz, which is 30 categories, 4 songs per different category. So we've got 120 songs, normally about 2.5 hours we're on for. That's on Sunday, 9 p.m. UK time. Twitter Live.
And you've got an odd spelling of your name. I've got it underneath there, so it's J and it's a 0, isn't it?
0, yeah. That's a HNEY _.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you very much for being part of it.
Thank you for letting me use my backward signs. Thank you.
Hopefully that wasn't too daunting for the first time.
I'll remember next time.
Thank you all for tuning in, those who did, and those who catch it on the replay. We'll be back next month. We do this on a Friday every month. Full details of everything on jukeboxjury.info. Bios of the jurors and past replays and everything are on there as well. If you'd like to get involved, if anybody does want to send in any music submissions, it's radio@helenwallace.co.uk. Send me preferably a video. That was great. That works out really well for this. Or if you're trying to get on Helen's mixtape, send me a 320k MP3 file. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll be back next month. Cheerio, bye, ta-ta.
Bye.